I wanted to get your take, just straight up and down, as to whether you think you are contributing to short-term behavior or long-term behavior.
Well, I think that activists aren't all the same. There are many different types and many different kinds. And for my way of looking at it, over the years, one of the reasons I came is Andrew called me up and said, you know, they all talk about short-termists, and you've held all of these stocks so long, you ought to come and talk about it at the Deal Book. And I generally don't do this, but I made a list. I'll just read it very quickly because nobody wants to hear me read anything. But you look at the companies that we bought over the years. I'm surprised myself about the long-termism that we do. So ACF, I own 31 years. I hate to admit that I have these stocks this long, 31 years. And then I looked at American Railcar Industries, 23 years. Federal Mogul, PSC Metals, 17 years. Federal Mogul, 14 years. Viscase, 14 years. Exo, 14 years. Vector, 13 years. American Casino, 11 years. National Energy, 11 years. West Point, 11. And it goes on and on. We, and many activists, are not short-term oriented. I can't say all of them are. It depends. I mean, if you have partnerships and people want to get returns, I guess you have to be somewhat short-term oriented. But the real money that I made over the years is holding companies for 7, 8, 9 years and keeping them.
Warren and I had tiny little bits of money. We always underspent our incomes, and we invested, and well, you know, if you live long enough, you end up rich. It's not very complicated. We're good at lifelong learning. Warren is so much better in some ways in his 70s and 80s than he was younger that it's almost awesome. If you keep learning all the time, you have a huge advantage. And we both just like it.
And we have a wonderful group of friends, really wonderful.
From whom we can learn a lot.
Yeah.
Warren and I have not made our way in life by making successful macroeconomic predictions and betting on our conclusions. Our system is to swim as competently as we can, and sometimes the tide will be with us, and sometimes it will be against us. But by and large, we don't much bother with trying to predict the tides because we plan to play the game for a long time. I recommend to all of you exactly the same attitude.